no politics, no, we've got enough of them at the moment.
Matt, Warrington Rylands.
Yes, big game. Another big game towards the end of the season. I'm hoping for another 3 points today, as we did in our last home game. I'm going to say 2-0. 2-0 with Ozza Debe and Jake Daniels on the score sheet.
Pete.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, the turnstile is open for business yet again, and it's Warrington Rylands today. Now, you think you've seen some tough matches here. This is going to be the Tyson Fury of football matches. It's going to be a tough one. But it's not just what's happening on the pitch, all the work that's going on off the pitch, presentation, all the things that are going on, all to try and make Bradford Park Avenue great again. And even in last week's programme, in that fantastic programme, there were technical things. So I went home full of knowledge of technical things. My reclining chair now turns my television over. The microwave blew up, but the washing machine makes a fantastic fried egg sandwich. No Surrender Avenue!
Good afternoon and welcome to the Horsfall Community Stadium for Northern Premier League action this afternoon. Bradford Park Avenue taking on Warrington Rylands. Park Avenue looking for their second successive home victory, trying to climb out of that relegation zone after some real pickup in recent form. The referee has led both sides out onto the field in front of us. A grey day here in Bradford, but Park Avenue looking to light it up a little bit with some exciting football, hopefully. The referee checks both goalkeepers. Are they ready? Linesmen are ready, and we are underway here at the Horsfall as Mamadou Touré kicks off and starts to get moving straight away for Rylands as they push forward now. Over onto his right hand side is Clive Smith, who goes down the line looking for Yonsian. The ball is regained by Jake Daniels, who pokes it forward, playing the ball through to Dan Pockerline. But Lewis Hay does well to regain the ball for Park Avenue. Now goes to Whiting, who looks long, and nobody's there other than number 5 James Butler of Rylands. But Preston now poking the ball over the top for Adrian Thibault, who does plenty of chase, and James Neal has no option but to hit the ball out of play into backs, and Whiting the left. Ball forward by Flavel. Preston wins the header unchallenged. Flicking it on towards his Mayoko, wins the second header, looking for Thibault. But that ball will just run through for a goal kick. It's cleared and Mayoko plays a ball over from that right hand side, switching it out onto this left. Jake Daniels looks to drive down this left hand side now, and it's a fantastic show of pace by Jake Daniels, bursting past Clive Smith, turning into the box, cuts back, ball in. Thibault couldn't quite get his head to that first ball, but he could, but it went nowhere, headed it straight up in the air, and he stumbled to the ground. Well stepped in by Butler as a first time ball to his captain Neil, who drove deeper into the half of Park Avenue now, and now they slip it through. Cockerline trying to spin. Canny shot by James Bailey, just goes wide for Rylands. Touré here, poor touch by the Rylands striker, although he seems to be playing in almost a number 10 role here. Great win back by Thibault. Jake Daniels picks up the ball now just on the halfway line on the left hand side. Now Thibault goes down further down the line to Preston. Unfortunately, Preston's touch just gets away from him there and does end up going out. Furman now pushing the ball forward towards Ben Howe. Ball's regained by Park Avenue. Mayoko into Daniels. Daniels getting toward the edge of the area now. Good turn from Daniels, but fortunately that is stepped in by centre-back James Butler. And foul given on the way out. Over to Harrison Hopper. There's a great ball down the line looking for Lewis Hay, who's in behind the defence of Ryland. Cuts inside, great touch. Left foot ball to the edge of the area. Preston with a shot. And blocked well by, it was James Butler there. Edge of the box. Hopper with a shot. Looping over the bar. In swinging ball, loops it towards that back post area. Keeper ended up on the floor, cleared well by Neil. The centre goes up for the ball. Hopper wins that second ball, cleared now by Neil. Mayoko on the edge of the area, what can he do? Loses the ball out eventually. His ball eventually ended at the feet of Harrison Hopper, who goes into Thibault. 1-2 by them. Fantastic work by the Park Avenue pair. Hopper did well to regain the ball after being grounded, but then can't keep it once more. Touré's ball looking forward for Coquelin. Shot by Coquelin. Great save by Flavel. Dive into his right hand side. Strong hands by the Park Avenue number 1, but it's not trouble away yet as Touré driving into the box. Simply looking for another eye of goal. Yonsan eventually tries to get a shot on, but that's cleared by Jack Whiting, and definite foul there by Butler. And you think he'll go into the book there, and I think he will after a foul on Adrian Thibault, just throwing the young striker to ground. James Butler, understandable, almost definitely a yellow. Deflected, but here's Thibault inside the Rylands box. Shot on goal, there's a second chance. Jake Daniels pressing on, 1-0, Bradford Park Avenue. Great work by striker Adrian Thibault to get that effort on goal after turning captain James Neal. Spun him, right foot effort, great save diving to the right hand side for Luke Pilling, but it was Jake Daniels pressing just quicker than right back Clive Smith to put the ball in the back of the net for Park Avenue as they lead 1-0 here at the Horsfall Community Stadium. First ball, but the second ball is won by Hopper, and then the third is won by Preston, and then Jake Daniels swiftly plays the ball out to Mason O'Malley on this side, and O'Malley plays a looping cross into the area. It's won by Thibault, just bouncing around in the 6-yard box, cleared on goal. The centre now at the back for Park Avenue with the ball. Oh, great flick by Mayoko down the right hand side to Thibault with a sweeping ball across to the back stick, looking for Daniels. Daniels just on the edge of the area, left foot trip ball across the area. And Park Avenue growing in confidence now. Hits the ball high into the grey sky here in Bradford. Lewis Hay with a flick on header. Great work by Thibault, the young striker. He's doing fantastically well, but that ball does unfortunately come free and is eventually cleared by Butler. Eddie Mayoko. It's defended well by Brockbank, who goes inside to Neil, but Neil's clearance won't go further than Lancaster. Great flick over the top by Preston, and Thibault just couldn't quite get a hold of that ball after getting his first touch on it to Lewis Hay, who tries to play a pass back on himself, and it's picked up by Harrison Hopper on the edge of the area. What can Harrison Hopper do now in the Rylands box? Plays it back to Eddie Mayoko. Eddie Mayoko trying to just get that ball out onto his left foot, but just couldn't quite create enough room to find a pass, but from the former Rylands man, and now Touré has some space driving towards the two defenders. Ben Howe with a shot and drags it wide. Now that is the best chance of the game for Warrington Rylands. Mo Touré did fantastic work driving at the back two of Whiting and DeSena. Rolled it over to his right hand side to Ben Howe, who took a side footed effort, and you thought he'd at least get the ball on target from there. I'm not quite sure what he knew about that. Yonsian stands him up, drives into the area. Left footed effort by Yonsian, looking to curl it into that far top corner. Town nil, Gainsborough United, Gainsborough Trinity, nil. Workington nil, Hyde United nil. As a shot from about 40 yards, a rather hopeful shot from Jake Daniels. Open it is, throwing towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Coquelin receives the ball, great touch, lays it off to his centre half Butler, and Butler hangs the ball in the air towards that back stick, drops to Bailey, now to Brockbank on the edge of the area, and back to his captain Neil. It's a left foot ball, delivering it into the box, won by Smith, but headed further away from goal than what he'd intended, and calls for a foul there, and the foul has been given against Butler, and Butler's already on a yellow card. It's similar to the last one in terms of Adrian Thibault doing really well to use his body against the big centre half of Warrington Rylands, and Danny Whittaker's absolutely fuming with that one, as he feels like that could have potentially been the afternoon for Warrington Rylands number 5, and he's definitely in a bit of trouble. Referee calls him and captain, other centre half James Neal, over and sends Neal away now. And I think the referee is probably just saying to the big centre half Butler, that's your last one, son. because that's twice now, 2 cynical fouls. Once he was into the book, that time I think he just about got away with it. And you can hear the displeasure of the crowd here in Bradford. Foul was given 10 yards into the Rylands half, and Harrison Hopper, with his body language, looks to be saying, well, how is that not a yellow card? It was almost exactly the same as the first challenge. He had to take the free kick, hangs the ball in the air over towards the right hand side, looking for Desena, but it's cleared eventually, and only as far as Lewis Hay. Hopper does well to put a challenge in as he was one-on-one with Janssen then. And the ball will be flicked out and eventually go out for a corner. Great work by Jake Daniels. Daniels in swinging ball, it's high and all the way deep, but Lancaster gets there but can't loop the ball back. And that is weak from Luke Pilling. He was charging out of his area. Ed Mayoko just stood his ground, and Luke Pilling fell to the floor. Really weak. Smith now throws it infield, looking for Howe. Great turn from Howe, and it goes down rather easily, but Hopper did stand on his foot. Bailey swings the ball in, header, free header by Neil. Another effort for Neil. How's it not gone in for Rylands? And eventually Flavel grabs the ball. Referee gives the free kick. The ball ended up in the back of the net for Rylands. I think it wasn't Neil that eventually that stuck the ball in the net. But free kick had already been given after Flavel had the ball in his hands, and it was kicked free on the edge of the area of Thibault. Oh, nearly goal for Park Avenue. They went all the way up the other end. Thibault did really well to work himself some space, and great save by Luke Pilling, one-on-one. Here's Daniels, whips the ball across, and it's poked out for a corner to Park Avenue. Really great work just before the end of the half here. There was a long ball that eventually came from Pavel. Preston won the flick on. Thibault allowed himself to create a little bit of room, and his one-on-one effort was saved well by Pilling. Claims of handball after the corner was swung into the box, but the referee says no, and from where I am, I think I'm agreeing with the official. Big ball forward. Mayoko, free kick given for handball, however, Mayoko just with a half-volleyed effort on the edge of the box, but it was a foul. Who strikes the ball? Referee puts the whistle to his mouth, Wakar Ahmad. And that is half-time here at the Horsfall Community Stadium. 1-0, Bradford Park Avenue currently lead thanks to a 26th-minute goal from Jake Daniels on loan from Blackpool. He gets his second goal for the club. Just a few seconds into this second period, and Rylands already putting the pressure on the back line of Park Avenue. She does now in swinging from post delivery, cleared by Preston, but only as far as Bailey once more. Tries to drop the shoulder on Thibault, but Thibault's strength, using his body really well today. Tries to switch the ball from the right hand side over to the left for Jake Daniels, and Daniels can't quite get there ahead of, I believe it was Neil there. Score for Rylands, his Brockbank, corner in. Really deep corner all the way over everybody. It's well kept in by Rylands though, and the ball comes back across the face of goal, but Flavel will comfortably connect that one halfway. He goes forward looking for Thibault. Thibault back to Lancaster now. Here is Daniels driving towards the area slightly, goes back out wide onto the left hand side to Thibault. What can he do? Plays the overlapping run. If he can. Ball Mason O'Malley. On a ball, Wakar Ahmed, as the ball now is whipped into the area, bouncing around, but just onto the edge of the area. And here's Dean Furman looking down the line for Jonstian. Overload of bodies for Rylands if they can work it. Pedro now out to Jonstian on the right. What can he do? Just cutting in on his left. great work from Daniels, today's goal scorer, to work all the way back. And here is Jordan Preston. Can he get beyond Clive Smith? Not quite this time. Stood up by Ed Mayoko and then goes back to Furman. Plays a nice ball infield to Clive Smith. Smith, with a bit of room in front of him, goes out wide to Howe, and Howe steps inside the challenge of Daniels, just on the edge of the area now. Jack Whiting gets there ahead of Javon Pedro after the ball from Howe was looking for the second half substitute of Warrington Rylands. But Lancaster regains the ball, now shifts it out onto this right hand side, looking for Mayoko, does really well to hold up the ball off of Brockbank. Brockbank just runs straight through the back of Lewis Hay in the yard box. Hay into the ball towards the penalty area. Ball to Mayoko's feet. Can Mayoko get a shot on goal? He does twist and turn and try and get a shot on goal, but it is blocked. Worked out wide now to Lancaster. Lancaster looping the ball into centre's header. Then falls into the feet of Billy. On side driving in towards the area now. Can he fire a ball across? Great challenge by Lewis Hay. Out for a goal kick. Absolutely fantastic work from the man that just took the free kick moments ago, recovered all the way back into his own box, put a challenge in on Ben Hardcastle after the ball goes skywards from O'Malley. Now looking for Pedro. Pedro gets there, and here's a ball across the area. Can Hardcastle get there? Not quite this time, but great work from Mason O'Malley. And now Jake Daniels with the ball at his feet. Great work from Jake Daniels to just turn his man on the inside and tries to play a ball across to Thibault, who does really well to work that ball back to Jordan Preston just behind him. Preston now with the ball at his feet. The strength of Park Avenue's captain. Shot on goal from Harrison Hopper. Looked nice when it left the boot, but eventually just swerved away from the goal of Luke Pilling. Ball here in the 61st minute at Horsfall Community Stadium. Here's Toure driving forward. What can he do now? Gets a shot on goal straight down the throat of Kieran Flavelle. Will not mind facing that. He's not happy with that one. DeSena eventually puts a challenge in and gives away a free kick on Javon Pedro for Park Avenue. Referee blows his whistle. Up steps Bailey. Right footed effort. Curling over the bar. Was always going over the bar. Just on by Rylands now. Mo Toure shifts the ball out, but Mayoko's done well on defensive duties. And Dean Furman's ball goes astray. And unfortunately, Mayoko can't quite keep possession for Park Avenue. Neil dancing away from Thibault, and a great ball in behind by Neil. Looking for Ben Howe on this left-hand side, on the edge of that byline. Cut out well by Riley DeSena, who clears it to Mayoko. On the right-hand side for Park Avenue, deep inside his own half. He goes down easily under a little bit of contact, and Mo Toure driving into the box now. Sets up the strike of James Bailey, and that one goes high and wide. Whiting once more. Hopper thinks he's been fouled there after pressure from Furman from behind with the ball. Now going forward, edge of the box. Here's Mo Toure, slips in. Hardcastle. Hardcastle hits hard and low, and great save by Flavelle. It was hit at him, but had to make that save. Had to be in the right position to keep the score 1-0 to Bradford Park Avenue. In delivery towards that backstick area, which there's nobody there, and it goes out for a goal kick. It's growing into it more and more now in the second half. Mo Toure with the ball at his feet, shifts it out to Bailey. Bailey inside the box now on the right hand side, tries to whip the ball across. It will just bounce against Mason O'Malley and out for another corner. Kieran Flavelle, Brockbank, each winning effort. Bounced it around and it's ended up in the back of the net. Mo Toure, the man that pokes the ball home. 1-1 the score here. Warrington Rylands get back on level terms. To Jack Whiting. 74 minutes gone here at the Horsfall. Here's Preston. Preston slips the ball infield. Here's Hopper, effort on goal. Ooh, and a save had to be made. Low and to the left-hand side of Luke Pilling. Ball nearly went out of play, but that's a great challenge from Adrian Thibault to not allow that ball to be cleared fully. Nation of the Park Avenue back line. Couldn't quite get the ball clear. Here's Hardcastle now driving towards the area of Park Avenue. DeSena with a rash challenge. Free kick given, and you think that will be Riley DeSena going into the book. Referee reaches into his pocket, and that will be a yellow for Park Avenue's Australian centre half between Hopper and Toure. Bailey steps up, and same result as last time. Smashes the ball over the bar. He can't, and now the ball's poked free by Ted LaBelle, and a chance for a break for Park Avenue if this works out. Thibault one-on-one with Smith, and he's definitely got the beating up at 4 pace. Preston now into the box. Can he square it? No. Still dancing around the edge of the area, lays it off to Ted Lavelle. Ted Lavelle back to Preston on the edge of the area, opens up for Preston for a shot on goal, and that one was rising the whole way. There are often chances for 3-on-3, 3-on-4 breaks when possible combinations of Preston, Thibault and Daniels. Great dancing feet from Harrison Hopper. Is in one down, penalty given. Bradford Park Avenue have got a penalty. Great work over on that far side from Harrison Hopper, who got inside of his man. I believe it was Clive Smith, potentially knows. Yes, it was Clive Smith who gave away that penalty. Just went straight through the back of Harrison Hopper. Normal time. Preston steps up, shoots, saved. Bouncing around in the area still, and it's saved. Great save, diving to the right-hand side of Pilling by Luke Pilling. Javan Pedro now trying to cause himself a nuisance in the Park Avenue box. Ball bouncing around. Toure with a chance across goal. And that was not too far away from finding that far top corner, you feel. And Preston picks up the ball on the halfway line. Can he shift it out onto this right-hand side looking for Lewis Hay? He can. Great touch by the fullback Lewis Hay, who was brought down. Referee didn't think that was a free kick, even though he was blatantly taken down without the offender playing the ball. Quite get there though, and Duffy has the ball at his feet halfway into the Park Avenue half. Moture with a run. Now it's Jonsan. Dancing feet, Rylands centre on his back. He rolls it back to Duffy. Duffy with a chance to put the ball across the area. Header, goal for Warrington Rylands. James Bailey puts the Blues in the lead. 2-1, they lead. Nothing. Moture now showing his strength. Bodies off Ted Lavelle, I think it was. But here is Harrison Hopper trying to get out of the box. Pull back there. That should be a card, you think. He was trying to get that counter-attack started. 90th minute. We are Rockbank. Throw the ball down the line. And that is full time here at the Horsfall Stadium. Big celebrations for Warrington Rylands.